World's biggest tobacco company vows to phase out cigarettes. Philip Morris International, which makes Marlboro and several other leading brands, has vowed to phase out cigarettes and move into smoke-free products instead.
Here's a summary of the article.
The cooler temperature lowers levels of 15 noxious chemicals found in cigarette smoke by 95%, according to the company's research. While medical authorities endorse vaping as an alternative to smoking, they are so far sniffy about heated tobacco. Tobacco killed 100 million people in the 20th century, and for decades the industry denied there was a risk from smoking. Smokers in most industrialized nations are already making the same transition. So this could be a shrewd move by the company to give smokers a reason to stick with tobacco in some form. The biggest test is what Philip Morris does in low- and middle-income countries, where most smokers live and where it continues to make huge profits from its cigarettes. The company says it is committed to devising cheaper versions for every market, a win for the business and arguably for smokers.
This post received a score of 12,201, with an upvote ratio of 95%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Why do I think they will still sell cigarettes to low-developed countries and just switch to vapes in richer countries to avoid taxes on their products?
It's possible, but I imagine as the cost of vaporizing units goes down there is actually a much higher profit margin in selling e-liquid, particularly long-term.
This is probably bang on. Even just think of the shipping costs. A liquid may be heavier by volume, but if you were to look at what the profit margin is on a shipping container filled with ciggy cartons versus packed with a liquid packs or whatever, I bet you the shipping container with a liquid is making multiples of the ciggy one.
When shipping containers with lighter products, it's more about size than weight. One Juul cartridge contains the same nicotine as a pack of cigarettes. It's about the size of your thumbnail, and there are 4 in a pack that can stack 4 times and be the same thickness as a pack of cigarettes. Edit. Also, if taking into account the sourcing, logistics cost of the raw materials for making a cigarette with paper, filter material, chemicals, processed tobacco, the cost of manufacturing for vaping products would be exponentially cheaper with mass production.
The big tobacco companies have 40 to 60% gross margins. They care about market size, regulations, and taxes much more than production and distribution. They see a growing market that's a threat to their current model, while simultaneously being a way out from under decades of bad press that's led to falling smoking rates in developed countries. The shipping weight of tobacco versus liquid is the last thing on their mind.
I agree. For what it's worth, producing and shipping could be free, they would still go into vaping. Doesn't mean they'll stop selling cigs. Their vow is basically free virtue signaling for a rational business decision.
They won't say weed, but they're definitely moving on that too.
I'm okay with this. Nicotine isn't as useful as cannabinoids.
I just hope they don't pump a shitload of unnecessary chemicals into it.
Well, you'll still have a choice. Until big tobacco lobbies to have the FDA testing standards for cannabis raised to a level where only farms with gigantic corporate backing can afford to have their product tested. All it takes is a few $1,000 targeted at the right Congress people and a small right-wing radio disinformation campaign about people dying smoking unsafe weed. This is a rambling and crazy screed, but watch it play out over the next decade.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.